Today on the Transfer Talk Show, we're going to be talking about Mason Greenwood, and Manchester United have set a date to announce their decision on what they're going to do with him. So we're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about Amrabat and the fact that Manchester United, reports coming out of Italy that they're ready to make a bid for the central midfielder. We're going to talk about United signing a £900 million deal with Adidas. And of course, we're going to talk about the result overnight, losing 3-2 to Borussia Dortmund. Let's get right into it. So we start with Mason Greenwood, and a lot of reports coming out today suggesting that Manchester United are going to announce their decision on what they're going to do with Mason Greenwood on the 14th of August, which is the first Premier League game of the season. Numerous outlets reporting it: David Ornstein, Fabrizio Romano, all of the heavy hitters. And to be honest with you, I'm really, I suppose, confused on why Manchester United are announcing their decision on the first game of the season. You know, the 14th of August is when the Premier League kicks off again. Is it a strategic reason? It's certainly not a football reason. I think the decision to do this is really baffling. I mean, all of the hard work that we're going to put into pre-season, over the last couple of weeks and, over the next couple of weeks to get ready, it's all going to be a big distraction around the Mason Greenwood decision and Manchester United making their decision on this date. I really can't understand it. Now, look, people have their opinions on whether Mason Greenwood should go, whether he should stay, and everybody is entitled to their opinions. Of course they are. I just find this really strange from United. The whole PR, I suppose, machine is in full effect here with Manchester United. I can't get a reason into my head as to why they would do it on this specific date. If they're announcing that they're going to do it on the 14th of August, then surely they have their mind made up already on what it's going to, what the outcome is going to be. So why not just announce it now? Let's get all of the media attention surrounding the story out of the way. And between now and the start of the season, then we can start focusing on football again. I said it last year with Ronaldo. I think it was last August as well. There was room, obviously he wanted to leave and so on and so forth. And I said I thought Ronaldo should have left. I think United should have sold him. And my reasoning around that was that if Ronaldo stayed, it was going to be Ronaldo as story number one and football as story number two. And I think this is very similar. The 14th of August is when football starts back. Why would we announce the Mason Greenwood decision on that exact date? Why not do it before? It really baffles me. Some of the reports, Fabrizio Romano has also said that Erik ten Hag does not have a say in this and that it is a club decision, and Erik ten Hag will discuss the matter then once the club make their decision. And I think if this is true, I think it's very, I suppose, disappointing from Manchester United, because what's going to happen is Manchester United will make their decision, they'll put out an official club statement, and who's going to be left to answer all of the questions? It's going to be Erik ten Hag. So I think if he doesn't get a say in what happens with Mason Greenwood, whether we keep him, sell him, loan him, whatever it may be, I think it's quite disappointing. Now, on the other hand, maybe it's the club shielding Erik ten Hag from any responsibility in what the decision has been or what it is going to be. And I think if that's the case, then I can understand. But I think if Erik ten Hag doesn't get a say in Mason Greenwood, whether he wants him or not, I think it's very amateurish out of Manchester United. I really do. But look, we'll see what happens over the coming days and weeks. I think it's absolutely baffling that we're going to do it on the 14th of August when football kicks off. But let me know what you think in the comment section below. Obviously, whether you want him to stay or go, that's up to you. But around the date, it just doesn't make sense to me. Now, let's talk about Amrabat. And reports are coming out of Italy today that Manchester United are ready to make a €25 million bid for Amrabat. We do know we've been linked with him for a number of weeks now. The midfield area is an area that Erik ten Hag wants to strengthen in terms of depth. And we do know that there's probably going to be some outgoings in that area as well before the end of the transfer window. Fred, Donny van de Beek, maybe even Scott McTominay as well. So, look, I think this is going to be a really good signing. Supposedly, Fiorentina are holding out for €30 million, but they will accept €25 million up front with €5 million in add-ons. And I think, we've seen add-ons in the Onana deal, in the Mason Mount deal, and in the Rasmus Hojlund deal as well. They tend to be performance-based and add-ons that United would be happy to pay if they're met, because it means potentially we're winning trophies, that he's, hitting his markers or his targets, whatever it may be. So look, I'm okay with that. I think he would be a very good signing. I think he would give us the depth that we need in that defensive side of the midfield. Obviously, we know Casemiro is, I won't say in the twilight of his career, but he's the wrong side of 30. I wouldn't expect him to be playing 50 games a season, even more if we get to latter stages. So I think having that extra defensive midfielder, I think, is very, very important. And I think it would also give us an option to play two defensive midfielders when you're going away to Anfield, or you're going away to the Etihad or the Emirates, wherever it may be. So I think he's going to be a very good signing if we can get him over the line. But look, that remains to be seen in the coming days and weeks again. Let's move it on to the mega deal that Manchester United have extended their sponsorship deal with Adidas for a further 10 years, worth up to £900 million. This is huge, it really is. And one of the, I suppose, big concerns that I'm seeing on YouTube, or sorry, not on YouTube, on Twitter at the moment, is a lot of fans are worried that this is actually going to make the Glazers stay. And I've been thinking about this over the past few hours, ever since it's been announced, and I think this could be a reason for the Glazers to stay. I really do. And getting a deal worth £900 million over the line is, and this is going to be supposedly the biggest sponsorship deal in sports history. So it just goes to show the pull that Manchester United continue to have, even though we're not challenging for the major trophies. A lot of fans worried about this maybe meaning the Glazers will stay on, and it could be so. That could be true. I would also look at it from another angle, and that maybe Adidas are staying on and renewing their contract with Manchester United because they know that potentially there's going to be new owners of the club, and that they want to be associated with the new Manchester United, a brighter future, that the Glazers may be leaving. So it can be looked at from either side. Me personally, I am delighted that we're renewing this with Adidas. I think Adidas make the nicest kits. The away kit this year being maybe the exception, but it's always been my favourite brand. I think they make lovely kits. All of the retro gear down through the year with Adidas as well was always really nice. They've made some really nice kits so far. So look, I'm delighted that that's going to be the case and that they're continuing on. Finally, guys, let's talk about the result overnight. Obviously, Manchester United losing 3-2 to Borussia Dortmund in pre-season. I wasn't up to watch the game, unfortunately, but I've watched the highlights, and I've watched Eric Ten Hag's interview and things like that, and he wasn't overly happy, especially in the last half an hour. He said, we didn't play as a team, we didn't stick to our plan, we were 11 individuals, we didn't press properly, we didn't build up play, wasn't right. So he was disappointed with the performance more so than anything. Was a couple of standout performances. Obviously, I think Jadon Sancho played quite well according to some reports. Onana was fantastic in the goal supposedly as well. He had a right go at Harry Maguire, who again shows his lack of ability when it comes to Manchester United, giving the ball away for one of the goals as well. I think all in all, the pre-season tour of America, I think there's more positives than negatives to take from it. I think we've seen some good performances. I think Jadon Sancho has a good pre-season. Pellistri has had a good pre-season. Mason Mount is finding his feet, of course, as well. It's good to see Martinez back, getting good game time under his belt as well. So look, I think there's more positives to take out of it than negatives. Of course, there's still 2 games to go. We know, one in Old Trafford and then one in Dublin on Sunday. So still a good way to go in relation to pre-season. But I'm excited about going into the new season with the squad we have. Obviously Rasmus Hojlund, you would hope, can be done now in the next few days. Another central midfielder like we spoke about with Amrabat. So I mean, I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really positive about the new season. Hopefully we can get a good start in comparison to the start we got last year. We don't want that happening again. But yeah, look, really happy with it so far, I have to say. But let me know what you think in the comment section below, guys. Of course, let me know about Mason Greenwood. What do you think around that situation and the date specifically? I mean, can any of you make sense? Let me know in the comment section below. Let me know about Amrabat, the deal with Adidas as well, and is it going to maybe keep the Glazers. Get all your comments in below. We'll be back from 7:30 tonight for our live news show, where we'll be discussing all of these topics in depth. So make sure you're getting involved in that as well. Hit the like and subscribe button. We're on the road to 400,000 subscribers. 60% of people watching the videos are yet to subscribe, so make sure you're hitting that subscribe button and hit the bell notification as well, so you'll get notified whenever we go live or there's some new content out. But we'll be back tonight from 7:30, guys. Like I said, please hit like, share and subscribe. I'll see you at 7:30 tonight. Take it easy.